Hey, so I'm going to teach you how to cut your basil for making pesto. Um, well, we're going to do the whole pesto thing, but this is the first step. We'll see how we can do this without a tripod. Right, so you can see here I've already gotten started. Here is what I've collected off the remaining basil plants that I had. Lots and lots of pesto. This is kind of what it looks like. The really tiny leaves really aren't worth pulling off. You can, but when you have this much, you kind of get in a hurry. And you can always go back and pull them off if you don't have enough. Some of these have really nice, beautiful, big leaves. And that's what we're wanting to go for. But as you can see in here, you have a bunch of small leaves um, along with the bigger leaves. So it's all fine. What we need is to accumulate is 2 cups packed basil. Okay, here we go. So this is what we're going to do. Now I have a glove on, as you probably noticed, because I'll pick with my right hand and I'll pick and use my nail, and it makes your nails turn black. You can see from where I've been doing some cutting with the scissors, there's this little black residue, and it's from the basil plant. And there's nothing wrong with it. It just stains a little bit, and it smells quite heavily of basil. So what I do is I take a piece, and these big leaves, see here where we have some smaller leaves, I just go through and I cut these big leaves off. I leave the stems. Yeah, cut them off at the base. And it's easier to get to the smaller ones after you have those all cut off. And like I was saying, this is the part that you could cut off and leave for a garnish, but we're going to get in here and cut that off. So then we have just a few little leaves left, and just pull those off like so. So, so that's just this really small one. Let me show you on a bigger one that maybe has multiple branches on it. Some of these are a little brown. I do have a secret that I don't know if I'm going to share or not. Your basil your pesto, will turn brown. And there's a secret to keep it green, but I don't know if I should share it because it's kind of my husband's secret. That's not that much of a secret, but yeah, he may not want me telling you. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going through again, and I'm cutting off the bigger leaves so I can see through all of it. You can get going pretty fast at this, but I'm trying to do it slowly so you can see well. Trying to also get it in the right view of the camera so it's not all fuzzy. Snip, snip, snip. This is pretty tedious. Now, if you don't want to snip, for me it's easier to snip, and then I would snip off all the big ones, then I'd hand them to my husband. But you can just pull them all off, like so. They don't have to be pretty because you're going to put them in the food processor. But you don't want to rip them out too bad. If you're doing this without gloves on, the more you tear them, the more you'll have permanent basil smell on your hands. And